This is sugar. This is sugar. All of these are sugar too. All carbohydrates break down into sugar. And this is how it works. So when we consume carbohydrates, carbohydrates break down into glucose. Glucose is then stored in the liver and muscle as glycogen. And then when the glycogen stores are full, it overspills and we store that glycogen as fat. And this is the process that it goes through. So these triglycerides, when we consume carbohydrates, we get a spike in insulin. Now this insulin upregulates an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, which breaks these bonds on the glycerol backbone and allow fatty acids to diffuse into the fat cell, and allowing the glycerol to transport into the fat cell through the GLUT4 transporter. So it's insulin that does this. So when we consume carbohydrates, we get a spike in insulin, and insulin breaks these bonds and allows us to store fat. So insulin stores fat. Now this is a normal process. So this is a process that we go through our entire existence. When we eat fat, we store fat to use for fuel at a later date. Now to utilize this fat for fuel, we've got to perform this in reverse. So we need this enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase. This breaks these back bonds again, and allows fatty acids to diffuse into the bloodstream so we can use for energy. The problem is, when we consume carbohydrates and insulin is elevated, insulin blocks hormone-sensitive lipase. It blocks our ability to utilize fat for fuel. So now not only is insulin causing us to store fat, but it's preventing the body from utilizing it for fuel. Insulin is a storing hormone. It wants to store fat. Vegetable oils. We are told that vegetable oils are good for us, and we're told that they're heart healthy. They're not good for us, and they're not heart healthy. Vegetable oils don't come from vegetables, they come from seeds. Vegetable oils are high in an omega-6 called linoleic acid. Linoleic acid signals the body to store fat. So oxidized omega-6 causes inflammation and damages the liver, leading to further insulin resistance. So now, not only do we have the effect of the carbohydrates that we're eating, we're having the effect of these seed oils, these so-called heart-healthy seed oils that we're eating, are also causing us to store more fat. And this is the study that sort of points it out. So a high omega-6 intake is associated with weight gain in both animals and human studies. And as a side note, high omega-6 fatty acids increase leptin resistance, which is something else we'll talk about a little bit later on. Vegetable and seed oils tell the body to store fat. Saturated fats don't do this, and omega-3s don't do this. Now the problem is, you may be thinking that you don't eat a lot of vegetable oils, except almost everything in the supermarket contains vegetable oils. Anything with a shiny packet or anything that's marked to be low fat or healthy, whether it's little health bars to your Pringles and your cakes, almost everything in the supermarket contains these vegetable and seed oils.